Welcome back, artists. Today we're going to open the Collage Center. So collage is a French word for glue. Basically, you guys are going to be using papers and glue to create a picture. So I want to show you the Collage Center here. This is where you'll find all your papers, materials that you will tear and cut to create your collage. In this bin here, all these containers have full sheets of paper in them. These are papers that you will not cut. These are for your background. So we have solid colors, all according to the drawers, orange, yellow, purple, all down here. In the orange cabinet here, we have smaller cut papers that say cut me, cut me. These are papers that you would choose for your objects to cut, to create your collage with. You can also use some of these here. It says book pages, cards, just random things that are in here. You could take a few of those to use in your collage, and even magazines and newspapers go really fun in collage work. So there's some magazines here. We'll have a box of newspapers over here for us when we open the Collage Center. Then if you want your background paper to be more like this, like a painted paper, in this bottom drawer here that says do not cut, these papers are large, big papers that you could use for also background papers. So you could choose these large papers for a background paper, depending on how big you would like your collage. Right. The things that you're going to need for the Collage Center artists are obviously scissors to cut your paper with, and glue to glue your papers down with. You can use the white glue here. If you see the white knob here, it means the glue bottle's closed. That's how you should find it. Turn the orange cap. You should hear the glue bottle breathe, and then you know it's good to use. Please, when you're done, close the glue bottle, clean the tip, and put it away. I also have containers of glue this way that you could use a brush or a stick or even a Q-tip to apply the glue. The glue will dry clear, so you could just paint the glue on the shapes also. So once you get your other supplies, you're going to come over to your seat and you'll start planning your collage. You want to have an idea of what you want to collage. So I like to also have a piece of paper and a pencil so that I can draw a quick idea of what I would like to create. I think today I'm going to make a landscape with some flowers. So maybe my flowers are going to look like this. I'll make some tulips. So I draw the basic shapes that I'm going to need. Collage is kind of like a puzzle. So I'm drawing the pieces that I'm going to need to cut and put together for my puzzle. I'm going to have a sun right here, and then maybe I'll have some grass. So I'll have some grass shapes here on the ground, and that's kind of a zigzaggy line, and then maybe a butterfly over here. So that shape might look something like this. And maybe some antenna. So I know what kind of shapes I need to cut to fill my page for my collage. That's my idea. Here's my background paper. Might need to trim it a little bit. That's fine. So I can do that. And I will start by taking my other papers that I collected and make my flower. I'll start with my flower. I like this paper. So the shape of my flower is kind of like a U. One thing you can do is you can flip it over and draw that shape right on the back of the paper and then cut it out. Now the scraps that I'm creating, these are just going to go in the trash can because these aren't big enough for us to save. So what I would like you guys to do is cut all your shapes out first. Don't do any gluing. I don't even need the glue yet. So I'm cutting all my shapes. And I'm going to do this triangular piece for the middle of my flower. And it looks like this. Okay, artists, once you get all your shapes cut out, you're going to arrange them on your paper. You can see I've arranged everything. I have not glued anything down, and you can put even shapes on top of shapes to create more details and textures. And make sure you've got contrast, that the shapes you're placing down pop off of the background, that the colors are different so they don't blend in, but they pop out. Like this green is really nice against the brown. Okay, now we're going to start to glue down. It's important to glue the top pieces onto underneath pieces first, but the most important thing is that you want to put the glue on your shape that you cut. Don't put glue on your background because you don't know where the glue should go. So you want to put it on your shapes, and remember to do dot, dot, not a lot. So I'm just going to glue here because this shape gets glued right there. So I want to glue those two pieces together first. Then this piece needs to get glued here. So I'm going to put the glue on this shape because it needs to get glued on the back of this to make my flower. Now I've got my one big piece. Now I can glue that down. But I should probably glue my stem down first because it's underneath. So this shape can kind of wait. And I'll work on my stem. My grass is on top, so I can glue that down next. So as you glue things, you want to glue like that. Things that are on top first, hold them down. So after you have everything glued on, I always like to flip it over and just give it a good massage on the back, just to make sure all the glue, gets squished out and your shapes stick down nicely. And your collage is finished. If you do not have time in class to glue all your shapes down, you're going to take your practice paper, fold it in half, write your name on it, and your teacher code, and then you can put all of your cut shapes in this little envelope and put it in your table folder. Save it for next time, finish gluing your shapes down, all right? If you're all done with your collage is finished. Because it's wet glue, you're going to want to put it on the drying rack. Don't put it in the table folder. And then scraps. Small scraps like this. Nobody wants to use these. Throw these away, please, artists. Scraps like this and this, please put back in the Collage Center where you found them. Scraps like this that have holes cut out of them like that. You know what I like to do with these? I like to make them a little bit neater. Maybe cut this here. This is a good piece we could reuse. Trim off these edges. This is a good piece we could reuse. Put those back, throw those away. So that's how we'll manage cleanup. These scraps, throw away. So all of these, we're throwing away. Do not wrinkle these, do not fold these. Just take these back and put them in the orange container where it says small scraps. Put them in there, we can reuse them. Close your glue bottle, and we're done. All right, artists, have fun collaging.